Mama.
Watch and learn.
Mama. 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 Mama.
Fires that kill soups.
The trail, but his main phone didn't show him a large plastic bag, the kind that you might store sweaters in. Bright pads, so they arrested him. He found a receipt from the grocery store for the same day that he and that friend showed up on that security footage, and the receipt showed that he bought pads, multiple size trash bags, and a few other random items like a celebrity magazine and vitamins. So it makes me wonder if Brad bought all those extra things to maybe making look a little less suspicious. They also found out that Brad bought a newspaper and a large plastic bin, the kind that you might store sweaters in or holiday decorations. And the police also learned that Brad didn't just have one phone, he had two. Including a timeline of times and when her body and her car ended up being dumped. As a reminder, Carmen was killed in Auckland, but her car was found in Hamilton. So the detectives figured that Brad must have left her car in Hamilton after the murder to try to throw people off the trail. The main phone didn't show him driving there. The second phone, the police had just learned about, did showed that he was in Hamilton on July 5th, right around the time that they found Carmen's abandoned car. When he parked it, Brad called a friend from that same town to come and pick him up. But the biggest clues were the ones that were found in Brad's car. First, the original carpet from the trunk was missing. Somewhere along the way, he had gotten a regular house carpet and he fit the shape of his trunk. And when they removed the carpet, they found that Brad had repainted a bunch of different areas of his trunk with black paint, like he was definitely trying to cover something up. His car also smelled like a mixture of solid and artificial electricity. When investigators ripped out the back seat, they found that the interior cushion was completely stained with blood. They also found 2 marks on Brad's back windshield. They looked like the wheels from Carmen's trash can. And sure enough, they put the trash can in Brad's car with the wheels facing back, and everything lined up perfectly. The wheels were exactly aligned with the marks were on the back of the car. Luminol also showed that the were all over the inside of Carmen's trash can. So the police dug the trash can and tested Brad's early car seat to find that both tested positive for Carmen's DNA. So now it was pretty clear what had happened. Brad had killed Carmen. He put her body in that trash can and then put the trash can in his car. That's why he was driving and his blood was the defense on the back seat. And then Brad dumped Carmen's body first. He cleaned his car and he used air freshener to try and mask the awful smell. The police even found a can of air freshener in the floorboard of his front seat. And I can't help but think about how Brad and Carmen's son, Jack, had been sitting in his car while they were searching for his mom. The entire time, he was on a cushion that was filled with his mom's blood. Brad didn't care about that, but that is just foul and disgusting. And remember when I said that Carmen had been texting friends at early July that something seemed off about him? Well, investigators looked at Brad's text messages and they found that he texted in a very similar way. Similar to all the messages that were sent on Carmen's phone. He spelled things the same way, she said words in the same way. I mean, it was almost like a carbon copy. Remember that note that you found in Carmen's Misty, thanks time? Well, it turns out that the writing on that envelope, that's Brad's handwriting. And remember, there was one other clue. Remember that Carmen usually spelled the word son as H-O-N? In early July, his text messages were spelling it like H-U-N, and that's also the way that that word was written on the envelope, and the way that Brad spelled that word. So it was one more piece of evidence that Brad wrote that letter to Misty. On his personal computer, I mean, it was also a treasure trove. Brad had searched thousands, literally thousands of searches on disposing of a dead body, how to commit the perfect crime, how to clean blood. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And those searches weren't just from around the time that Carmen went missing. They went back to over a year before. Like Brad had been planning Carmen's murder for that long. But still, nobody knew why. I mean, everything about their life seemed fine. It seemed fine with it on the outside, even according to their close family and friends. So was Brad just a completely different person in private? Or had they been in some kind of fight that took a violent turn? If the police were hoping that Brad would help make sense of it all, they were out of it. After his arrest, he refused to say anything useful. He still denied having any involvement in Carmen's disappearance as well. Then on September 27th, Brad's lawyer told the police where Carmen's body could be found, even though Brad was still maintaining his innocence. Which is a little bit confusing, because how can you claim to be innocent if you know where Carmen's body was buried? That's what Brad did. He didn't try to explain how he knew where Carmen's body was, or try to blame somebody else for all this. The statement his lawyer gave the police basically said, Carmen's body's here. And that was it. Now, I don't know if anybody expected him to innocence after that, if it was unexpected, if you ask me, but, teach their own. So based on that tip, the investigators went out to an area in the woods in West Auckland, and it was an area called Waitakere Ranges. When the police got there, it was fairly obvious where Carmen was buried. There were multiple shallow graves in the area. In each one, the detectives dug up a plastic bin. One of the bins was very large, and it had Carmen's torso in it, while the rest of the bins were smaller. Her arms and legs had all been cut in half and put into those smaller bins, and her head was placed in a smaller bin as well. And each bin was divided with a They first arrived at the scene and Carmen's were removed, and as the car was leaving, everybody who was there just stood at the side of the road with their heads down, just in respect for her. And then her body was sent to the medical examiner and official autopsy. And it was finally enough for them to charge her with perverting the course of justice. That second charge was because he actively tried to mess up the investigation by getting rid of Carmen's body, asking his friends to lie to the police, and trying to cover up all of the evidence. So by May 2011, Brad was still in jail. He was still saying that he was innocent.